So how many times a day do you think you say Z1077?
Oh my gosh. Do we really? Okay. First of all, this podcast is totally unaffiliated with Z1077. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, even though they're gracious enough to let us use this is the newsroom where we do like interviews with senators and congressional candidates and things like that. And also Miss Teen Yucca Valley.
Wow. Yeah, shout out Miss Teen Yucca Valley.
How much times am I saying Z1077? Okay. Twice or 3 times in the local news, and then every 4 hour for weather 4 times. So that's 7 at least. At least 7, usually 8.
Right. Yeah.
Probably.
So that's why it rolls off the tongue right there. Practice.
Yeah.
Billy, what's up with you? How's life? How's the bar?
Life bar. Bar's great. Got a $20,000 Italian pizza oven shipped in. The first oven we had for the first 4 years was $200. So, $200 to $20,000 is like a big jump.
For everyone listening, this is Table Bar in Gardiner, Maine, which is a short drive from Augusta and Portland, Maine. So anybody in that rough area should definitely check it out. Am I wrong about that?
I like driving. So I would say it's a short drive from Chicago. But but yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I mean, you may have left out the entire seacoast of Maine, which were also a short drive from most of it. But yeah, anywhere in the Northeast, you can get to us. Really worldwide.
I guess now's the time to introduce the podcast.
Gingerbread Man Down, Clean Up on Aisle Podcast.
You're listening to Clean Up on Aisle Podcast with me, Jef Harmatz, and your other host, Adam Fligsten. We're here to talk about the dirty truth about grocery stores. We are joined today by Billy Rosser.
Thank you.
I guess you're a restaurateur now. Is that the best way to describe you?
Yeah, I mean, amongst other things, but yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't call myself that.
Wine purveyor, restaurateur, a pillar of the community.
And old friend.
Yeah, old friend, yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
So, how long have you been in Maine for?
5 years.
All right.
Yeah.
And you've bopped around all over. You, me, and Adam all spent a lot of time in New York, but you and Adam all grew up together as well. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Absolutely.
I first met you at a grocery store, so let's
Okay, right into it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I want to talk right about that.
Okay.
So let's talk about that grocery store you were working in. Yeah.
That's funny because I was explaining to my coworker that I had to leave early, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going on my friend's podcast." And he goes, "What's it about?" And I was like, "I think grocery stores." And he goes, "What do you know about grocery stores?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I mean, there was a time in my life where I was known as a bit of a grocery man." And I don't think that he really understood what I was trying to say. But yeah, no, it's like foundational for me, I think, you know? It's still there. I have to stop myself from like doing stuff in grocery stores. Like stocking the shelves or fronting them up, like total maniac stuff.
You go in there and you're like, these high chews are not arranged correctly. Let me like flip them around.
Oh man, like I see people looking like they're lost, and I'm like, let me help you. Where, like, what do you look like? I have to like stop myself from like being a total just weirdo. But yeah, no, I love grocery stores.
And you spend a lot of time in the deli counter. Do you ever get mad or like people are slicing it wrong or, you know, this whatever prepared pasta salad is disgusting. They can do better than that.
I mean, honestly, it's like a brotherhood, so I don't want to like knock because yeah, I don't want to like knock any of my like family. Like, yeah, I mean they're like, you know. I wouldn't be caught dead in the streets saying anything about anyone in any deli, you know.
Okay.
This turkey's not paper thin.
No way.
I call it cardstock thin. I want paper thin.
Yeah. No, not me.
That's a paper job for you. All paper heads out there.
Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't think it's for everyone, but I think like working that kind of job really gives you an idea as you like, grow out of that job. Or if you keep that job, you're probably making more money than I am. But if it like once you've done that, you kind of like know what those people are dealing with, like just dealing with the public. I don't know. I try to give anyone dealing with the public as much grace as possible.
Absolutely.
As a member of the public, I want to give the people dealing with the members of the public as much grace as possible. If you're in the Brotherhood, I'm out of the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
I still subscribe to the grace. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think like one of my favorite things at this point in life is like winning over the grouchiest postal worker. Like that's like I like when I get them to like genuinely be like, how is your day? I'm like, they meant that. Like they truly asked me.
But is that a long game that takes weeks to win them over?
I'm not, again, postal workers don't want to put any heat on any postal workers. But there is like one in particular in this great state of Maine that like really she eluded me for a while, and I didn't crack through, and I still don't think that she would throw me a life preserver if I was drowning, but she has at this point asked me how I'm doing, and it like made my year. Like I was like, whoa, I did it. Like 3 years going to this woman.
How do you start to win her over?
Oh God, I don't know. I think I just like poker face, like just pretended like it was the first time I was in there every time. Like, but like just stone cold. She was a cool cucumber, still is.
I mean, so Adam you recently moved to a small town, and when we moved to the desert, my partner and I think it is wearing people down. It's like showing up and just like consistency. Because I think like, I don't know the nature of the town that you're in Maine, but I assume it's relatively small.
Yeah, it's not my town. The post office in Gardiner, Maine. I mean, just those people as postal workers go. I mean, they are sweet as can be. But I think that comes with like the territory of like they know who I am kind of thing, where they're like, oh, you're, this one's like an out of the way, and I think I go there because it's become like my like it's even out of my way and I shouldn't be going, but I'm like, oh God, I gotta see if she'll like even acknowledge me. Which
there's a post office right across the street from where we are, and everyone knows me now, and it's nice.
Okay.
It's a good feeling. I mean, not like, hey, Adam, but they're like, hey.
No, I don't think they're allowed to.
No.
I think there's like laws against them actually being friendly with us.
Oh no, they're friendly. I mean, they don't say like, hey, you're the guy who lives on this street. But they're just like, hey, good to see you. How's everything going? In a genuine way that I can tell they recognize me. It's good. It's a good feeling.
I had an encounter with a postal person yesterday. So speaking of my garage office, I have a garage office and I have a treadmill in the office, and you got a window, like you can see people coming up my driveway when I'm running on the treadmill. I was on the treadmill yesterday and I saw postal truck park at the bottom of my driveway, and then the guy's running up, and like, I got a complicated driveway. I'm not even gonna front. It's super complicated. It's super weird. So if I see a guy, postal person running up with a package, I'm gonna try and meet him and not make them come all the way up.
Especially if you're already running.
Yeah, so I was running, so I hit pause on the thing.
Oh, you didn't run right off the treadmill. Well, that's good. I'm about to get taken off the treadmill, which is like,
Yeah.
why?
Coyote stuff.
Yeah, it's like a George Jetson thing. I'm like, keep getting like wrapped up in the belt, and I'm like, Jane, get me off this crazy thing.
Yeah, but it's all wrapped up in your complicated driveway. Sounds like a mess.
It's like the Minotaur caught in my confusing ass driveway. But I opened the garage when he was like walking past the garage, which I think startled him. And I was listening to some very loud 9 Inch Nails. I was running to 9 Inch Nails.
Oh yeah.
But I think he like smiled because he caught me running and caught me in like an intimate moment. And maybe it was it could have been. I've been caught in dorkier moments than like running on a treadmill listening to 9 Inch Nails. So maybe my postal person even thought I was like cool for a second.
Well, you were running. He was like,
Yeah.
game.
But you have one over your postal person. You're a very charming person, Billy. I'm not surprised that you were able to do it. But you said 3 years?
Yeah, it's taken about 3 years. I mean, it's to the point of like acknowledgement. Like, I don't want to like really be tooting my horn too much because like I don't like. I am confident she could pick me out of a crowd, maybe. Like, I think. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, but other than that, like, she, like, has, I mean, maybe exchanged. Like, my thing is, like, how little she communicates to me, but still does her job as effectively as anyone can do their job. It's, like, that's the part that I think is amazing. That's, like, man, you're so withholding that, like, you are like nothing extra, only the like bare bones. It's incredible.
Very ironic that the postal person who is by occupation giving can be so withholding emotionally.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, shame on me for, you know, going to the post office looking for like you know, human connection. This is more about me, truly.
You're not going to get affirmed by going to the post office. They are trying to get you in and out. They're not going to like give you the love that you're so seeking.
I know, but she like only like it just makes me like I'm like, ooh, I gotta like see what Brenda's up to today.
Next time you go, buy some stamps and ask Brenda what her favorite stamps are and see what the response.
Well, I mean, her name is I would
whatever her name is.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would be afraid she would somehow find out about this and actually be like, I heard you talked about me on a podcast.
Do we need to bleep that name out?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I look for her malt beverage of choices.
Oh, we will get to all of that.
Yeah.
But Adam, you were trying to pick at some early days of you and Billy meeting perhaps at a grocery store, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah. No, it's okay. So you were working, what was it, Giant? It was Giant.
Giant, yeah. I worked at Growls and Giant. I was trying to think. I think I worked at... I'm trying to think if there was one more. My brother worked at the Super Fresh in Bay Hills, so it's like kind of come from a grocery family, I guess you could say. But yeah. Yeah, Growls, Giant. I'm trying to think. I feel like there was one more. I don't know.
Well,
like my teams are so long.
I'm very unfamiliar with Giant and Growls, so can you define, like, paint me a
Oh yeah,
mental map of the grocery stores?
Well, Growls is a small, family-owned chain in the town that Adam and I grew up in Annapolis, and they are, you know, run by like a different family member. They are like your classic old school grocery store, like kind of like badly lit fluorescent, that kind of like every sign somehow looks like it's like covered in grease type thing, but it's like
Everything's a little older than it should be.
yeah, everything's like, yeah, but also like a period piece of what a grocery store like that looks like. I don't know if they all just got like, there's a grocery store like warehouse where like everything is that.
It feels like the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that one is, you know, that was like kind of my entry. I don't think I lasted very long. I was like,
You kept trying to clean off the grease, and they kept stopping.
no, I was honestly, I was told by the produce manager that I didn't clean the floor well enough, and I told them that they should clean the floor, and I don't believe that they found it funny, and I was told to go. But that led me to my actual, one of my great joys in life, which was Giant.
And
Was
are these specific to? So I know you both are from the Annapolis area, Annapolis, Maryland. But
Giant is a Maryland. I think they sneak up into Pennsylvania. They're now
larger chain. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a larger family owned chain that got bought by a conglomerate out of a Dutch conglomerate that now owns a grocery chain that is in my neck of the woods, Hannaford, and the New England staple of Stop and Shop, and I'm sure a bunch of others, but yeah.
So there were a few Giants in our town. Specifically the Giant that Billy worked in, before Whole Foods moved in, it was known as the bougie grocery store.
Okay.
People called it
the Gucci Giant.
Gucci Giant. Exactly. So if you needed a fancy, expensive ingredient, like that's where you would go.
Okay.
Yeah, we had like shaved Parmesan before anybody else. Like something dumb like that. Like soy milk was there like 30 years ago or something. But yeah.
So you were still a teenager when you started working at
Oh my
Giant.
God, 14. Oh, it's the best. Yeah.
What was some good?
It was a union job, so I was a member of a union, which was very cool because I got paid a lot for what I did. I got like free reign, like after like I was there for about 8 years, and like when I started, I was like a little kid, and I was still a little kid when I left. But like by the time I left, like I don't know, it was like everybody like knew me and like had seen me from like 14 to like 22. But yeah, I was just, I don't know, I had the run of the place. Like I could, it was awesome.
So all right, can I ask about this? Because so what was your? Did you have like a position on the floor? Like so you're.
Oh yeah,
How old are you? You're 16, 14? Like what age?
Yeah, I
is
slipped
this?
right past. Oh, dude, I like. Yeah, it was amazing. I like schmoozed my way in. I got right past. Usually kids that age go like straight to like the carts, and like then they like get put into like cashier, and then they're just like basically like this is the worst job ever and leave. I somehow got put into the dairy section, and it was me and a dozen 60 to 70-year-old women who basically either treated me as like a grandson or like an annoyance, and then the dairy side was like just a bunch of like, I thought they were like so old at the time, but I'm sure they were like 30 30-year-old dudes, and they just thought I was funny, and like I don't know, it was amazing, it was great. Like I got like I had to do all the like gross jobs that nobody wanted to do, but they basically let me do that if I did, and just if I did that I didn't have to do like the rest of the stuff.
What's a gross job? What's a gross job?
Cleaning a chicken rotisserie, like all that oil and stuff, like that was me. Us covered in oil, like
You were just scrubbing away because you can't take that.
the oil out. Yeah, changing the fryer oil, but like I could spend like 4 hours on it, and like no one would care because they didn't want to even do anything with it. Like I would clean like. Yeah, it was like essentially I was like looking back on it, I was just like their janitor, like their personal janitor of the deli. But yeah, I got to do whatever. I would eat like whatever I wanted in the cooler, like just go in there and eat food. Yeah. It was great.
Did you have any either burn or knife related accidents while you were?
Oh yeah, definitely. Cut my finger on the slicer. Which was funny because I was slicing roast beef, and it literally like out of a movie, like blood squirted like off the slicer into my face. And the woman I was cutting the roast beef for, I had to tell her, I was like, I'm really sorry. It was just me. I was like, I'm really sorry. Like my finger, I cut my finger. She's like, what about my roast beef? And I was like, you don't want it. And then like, yeah, definitely burns. Like, oh God, tons of burns, like giant, big hot ovens everywhere. Oh man, it was wild, but it was so, I mean, it was, you know, I was a little kid. I didn't, you know, I thought it was great.
Do you still eat a rotisserie chicken and think of all the?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay.
Just bring floods back memories. That is the one thing where I'm like, where I will be like, dude, look at that. Look at how he's taking it off there. Like, that's not how you take it off there.
You've got technique.
Hey, you gotta have your elbows 45-degree angle. Come on.
One of the other times that, or early when we hung out, was right across the street. There was a restaurant / bar called the Ground Round. Do you remember that?
Do I remember it? Of course.
And that was the local kind of hangout. I think for the workers, including your coworkers, around that. Am I wrong?
Yes, and I mean it became that after a fateful night where I not at first, but it became that after my car wouldn't start, and I ended up spending a couple hours in there. And through that, I ended up talking music with the bartender, and then the bartender became a friend, which then therefore gave me a green light to invite all of my underage friends to come sit at the bar and just drink like we were at a bar, which was great. I mean, I don't know if you ever got that experience, Adam. Oh, you might have. Yeah. You did?
Yeah, I did. Well, no, I think I might have had a soft drink, but I did hang out there.
Yeah.
Adam,
Yeah.
did you guys meet? Was that a hey, I've got a guy at a grocery store who might be able to help you out? Is that actually how you met, or am I friends?
that the
side of that?
No. Our mutual friends are skaters, and as is Billy. So they would all skate together, and then I kind of met them through that.
Then I remember coming to New York shortly after that, and you were in the bookstore, right?
Yeah.
That was when you were working at the bookstore.
Yeah, and you stayed with me.
In Brooklyn. Yeah.
You stayed with me, I think. On the ground, yeah. Because I didn't have a couch or bed, so I think you just slept on the hardwood floor.
Was it this basement one?
No, it was the other one.
Life-changing visit. Truly life-changing visit, which is what made me want to move to New York. I was like, New York rules.
How long were you at the grocery store? Before we jump to the New York of it all.
Total 9 years.
Okay.
2 grocery stores, 9 years.
And you really liked it. I mean, being in the union seems like a nice thing to be.
I think about
so
this.
young.
I truly think about this all the time. Like this, I would be retiring at this point in my life from that job. I think I would be making some, 6 figures easily, like something stupid. Like when I left, I was making a god, like an amount that someone of my standing should not have been making for huffing whipped cream in a deli cooler. But yeah, no, and but I quickly realized that the 99% of the people who had taken that path around me were truly miserable. And I mean, honestly, a few of them, when I go back, a few of them are gone. So it's not a life for everyone. It's like a long distance trucker. You get paid well, but there's it's not great. But I don't know. Maybe it was a different time, but.
Well, so you left this to move to New York? Is that my understanding of the situation?
Well, there was a little bit of an in between where I was kind of, again, I was kind of, I don't know about if let go is the right term, but we came to terms with me leaving.
I've been in that employment situation before, where they say, "I think it might be time for you to consider some other options."
We've already mentioned, that stuff's cute for a little bit, but it starts to become. But again, I think it was, they were right to, tell me I was on to bigger, better things. But yeah, after that, I took about a 6-month vacation and then ended up in New York.
So when you came to New York, and again, One of my pet theories that we dig into on the show is that I don't think New York has the best grocery stores. New York City does not have the best grocery stores. How did you find the grocery stores when you moved to Brooklyn?
Dude, the Greenpoint Key Food I thought was great. I don't know. I liked it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think. Most of when I first was there, I did a lot of shopping at those Manhattan Avenue, Polish, Europa, whatever stores. Those things were awesome.
They had there was pharmacies there that had, I don't know if illegal is the right word, but unlicensed health care that you could get, that I would go and I'd spend like $35 and I'd be seen by a doctor and maybe get a prescription and then walk out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prescription for what?
For like, antibiotics or something.
Okay. Those can be dangerous if you don't take them all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not so fun, though.
Right. No.
Yeah.
That's not a
No,
part.
yeah.
Yeah, so back to my apartment, we'll pop some antibiotics. Some kind of stuff like
Silen.
But so I just, every time and again, coming from Southern California to New York, I was always a little underwhelmed by the sea towns, the I don't know about the key foods but I never found them to be quite as like Cracker Jack as the California ones did. But you were into them.
I mean, yeah, you guys Southern California is like, that's a whole nother. I assume that's where grocery stores came from. Do we have like a history of where they came from?
We actually haven't. A little bit,
Sort of.
I mean, it is a Midwest kind of
Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Southern California. It's Midwest. It's like Wisconsin and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like a big Earl McCracken type thing.
Yeah, Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and so then you were in San Francisco for a number of years, and
Many years, yeah.
was that your first time properly living in California?
No, baby, I was born in California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm an LA boy. Dude, straight up. Born in Tarzana.
No shit, I had no idea.
Yeah. Speaking of, what would you say, Miss Yucca Valley?
Uh-huh.
Right? Yeah.
I feel bad making fun of Miss Yucca Valley.
Well, this ties in. My great grandmother was a contestant in Miss Van Nuys in 1943. So I got deep roots, baby.
All right.
Yeah.
Did she did not win, I take it, if you're just describing her as a
I
contestant.
don't know. I wasn't there, to be completely honest with you. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe everybody won. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a classic like grandma thing. Oh, I used to compete in the
there's
Miss Van Nuys.
something. I don't know.
I believe her, but when you say, "Oh, did she win?" I was here. I was so lovely at the time. They never say whether they won or not. How long did you spend growing up in California?
So I was 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have memories of California grocery stores growing up?
That's a really good question. I don't have No, my memories of California, or early memories, are Big Bear, like the mountains, driving by Michael Jackson's house, not going inside, driving by.
that's not a great place for a kid to be.
I know. I met the A-Team. Yeah, like Hollywood stuff like that. I remember like the landscape sticks out a lot. Oh, Candyland, is that the like Christmas thing? The Christmas lights, is that what that is? The big, like, there's like a big LA neighborhood that does like crazy Christmas lights. That was like a big memory of my childhood.
Is it Candy Cane Lane in Palm Springs?
Something like that. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you. I don't know.
There's one in Pasadena too.
Okay, I can believe that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like those are my like childhood memories of it.
What were your like earliest memories, whether it was in California or in Maryland? How often did you go to the grocery store with your parents, and like what did you remember paying at?
Oh, dude, I mean, early memories of that, like, well, because I mean, mainly I have a brother and a sister who are 2 years senior, 2 years younger, so there's 3 of us. And my mother would take us to the grocery store, and I remember vividly, we would just split as soon as we hit the front door. Like my poor mother, like just our job was to like just embarrass her in grocery stores, which Adam, I don't know if you may have heard this, but this is one of the great stories of my lore. I got my hand stuck in a gumball machine. I was, being the criminal that I am, I put my hand up in it to grab one of the, it wasn't a gumball, but it was one of those plastic things. Got my hand on it, went to pull it out, couldn't get my hand out. They called the fire department, whole thing. Finally, the fire department guy goes, "Hey, are you still holding it?" He's like, "Let it go." I let it go. My hand just came right out. Wow. But yeah, fully, my mother tells the story that they just called the woman. They said, because I wouldn't give up I wouldn't say my name or anything. They said that over the intercom, they just said, "Would the woman with the child whose hand's stuck in the gumball machine come to the front?" And she immediately was like, "Billy."
This is a complete tangent. But Billy, you got into a little bit of legal trouble a little bit later. And I still remember the local paper headline, which was area teens skate into trouble.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And you had taken some street signs and then you made a ramp out of the street signs, and that was the horrible crime.
Yeah, we took it was a street sign, and it was a giant keep left with an arrow, and we were skating it, and we thought, wow, this would be really good at another spot that we skated at, 10 blocks away. And I think, honestly, our mistake was I don't know, maybe both sides were reflective, but, we went through that circle in Annapolis, and there's, a police station, a block away. And I think maybe somebody had called them, watching us like idiots, just, put it into a Volvo. But, yeah, man, bad to the bone. Just but that was cool, because it was just an instance where there was, I think, 10 cops for this petty crime that affected really no one, and they told us horrific things were going to happen to us at lockup, and just weird homophobic things that you shouldn't say to I was 18, but I was 18 and one of the people was under 18, but stuff where looking back, it's just God, these guys were awful. But yeah.
Directing us back to grocery stores a little bit, so you moved to Maine about 5 years ago, having come from the golden land of Southern California and Northern California grocery stores. How did you find Maine's grocery store scene to be?
No, Maine grocery stores are not the thing. The thing here is there's a lot of farm stands. So the actual grocery store, no bueno. Especially because in my last probably 4 to 5 years of living in California, a grocery outlet came. And I don't know what you guys know about grocery outlet, but I'll plug them anywhere, whatever. You guys want a spokesperson, grocery outlet, reach out.
I used to be a spokesperson for grocery outlet, officially.
Actual spokesperson.
Oh, wait. For real?
Yeah, we used to do
interviewing me. You should be interviewing you.
We used to do a sponsored segment on our radio station, Jeff's Bargain of the Week from Grocery Outlet. Jeff's the official Z1077 Bargain of the Week from Jef Harmatz, and I got paid a little bit of extra money from Grocery Outlet to do that. They wound it down for 2026. I don't know if we've announced it on the radio or on the podcast yet that I'm no longer officially a former Grocery Outlet spokesperson.
So you're telling me I got a chance? I can sneak in there?
Absolutely. I
put somebody.
Yeah, they ditched me, and they can talk to you.
Oh, that'd be great.
As I'm thinking about it right now, Billy, I think you told me about Grocery Outlet, and I think I told Jef about Grocery Outlet originally. Well, 1 second. Jeff's doing having a cough.
He does this every time. Oh, is he back?
Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry. That really, I just needed a minute. It's just water. Nothing terrible, but it just hit me really badly.
You came to terms with that grocery outlet dropped you and like
Yeah. It was a little heartbreaking actually, and it's not done forever.
dude, don't close that. Don't burn that bridge.
Never ever. But what do you love about grocery outlet?
Oh my god, dude, like the thing I love about grocery outlet is you can get like the most bougie, like organic, especially in like San Francisco, where it's like you get the most bougie organic products for like they're like giving them away to you, and then you like turn an aisle and then they have like Nike Dunks like that fell off a back of a truck for like $15, and it's like I don't know, it's like a wonderland of like it's amazing. And like sure, like there are things that like you like pick up and you're like, ooh, I don't know, but it's like it's night and day. Like you can tell what the rotten stuff is and what the good stuff is. Like I don't know. For me, it's like a scavenger hunt inside that place. Like you can't go in with like you can't be going in and be like, oh cool, I'm gonna get my essentials. I'm gonna get my whatever. But you're like, oh cool, I just walked out with a case of coconut water because it was $1.25 for the whole case. Like I don't know, like I miss that. Like just being like, yeah, I'm gonna drink coconut water for the next month because my wood tire is cheaper than actual water.
So there's no grocery outlets in Maine. Is that the point here? Right, Giannis?
I don't know. I am not. Sadly, I am not. I've seen them as far north as there's one in Maryland. I saw one in Maryland recently. I don't know. I can't speak to the reach that they have, but they have some reach, man. They're gaining on us for sure. And God willing.
If you needed a sort of a specialty ingredient for a recipe or something like that, how far would you have to drive from where you are right now?
I mean, well, luckily, I mean, I'm in a small town. Specialty ingredient. I don't know. How special are we talking?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good example.
The most recent special ingredient I was looking for, and this is maybe more of an Asian ingredient, so I don't know if it's like you wouldn't go to a gourmet shop, but you go to an Asian market, like pandan leaf.
Okay.
For a duck soup I was making. Would you be able to get something like that near you?
A pandan leaf.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have to go to Boston. Yeah. And again, like, yeah, I think Portland maybe, but more than likely maybe Boston. But yeah, I mean, yeah, no, it's slim pickings up here for stuff like that.
What about like the recent find we got at our grocery outlet, a really like nice French brie.
Ooh,
like,
yeah. There's cheese. There's cheese up here. I don't know. I'm kind of spoiled because of the bar. Like if I just call someone and they bring me nice French brie, you know what I mean? But like if I was just a consumer myself, yeah, like probably have to go at least 45 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Mexican food? Is that something that is tougher to get or that you miss?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, anything, and again, like I think, like, you know, like it. Even the Mexican places that are here, they're making it for like the whitest white people, you know. So it's like they're and again, they're got to do what they got to do. You know, those dudes are looking for like shredded chicken tacos, like, and they're like, oh, this is amazing, and it's like, dude, what is this? This is no good. But yeah, no, that's we got to go to like New York. But
so I do we want to dig into the topic at hand?
Let's do it.
And
yeah,
I don't know. I know that you guys figured out this topic ahead of time, but Billy, I think of you as like a pretty wise wine guy. Is that an appropriate way to describe some of your interests? Like you're really plugged in with the world of wine?
Yeah, I mean, plugged in, definitely. I mean, I like again. I mean, it ties into the grocery store because it all started through the grocery store. I got a job at a liquor store that was next to the grocery store, and then from there, I moved to New York, got a job at a place, and basically they said they were looking for a stock boy who didn't know anything about wine. So I was like, oh man, that's my ticket. I'm gonna go in there. Um, and then from there, I walked through the right door, and they just taught me everything. I got real lucky. And then from there, it just kind of is. I don't know. I don't know anything else to do.
Well, we're not here to talk about wine. I don't know if this is something that you guys picked out between you. I don't know which one of you suggested this, but we're talking about the flavored malt beverages. Is that correct?
That's what we're talking about. Flavored malt
That's what
beverage.
we're talking about.
Couldn't be further from the. Well, I guess there's booze in it, but it's pretty far from the world of like fine wine.
What was your first? Because this is the first one that I personally remember, which is why I bought it. And
You're holding a Mike's Hard lemonade.
yeah,
I'm gonna ask you to grab me another one real quick while we're digging into the topic because I finished.
Oh, you guys are drinking those. You guys are drinking.
Did you think it was just a prop, Billy?
I just saw one. I thought it was a prop. Yeah, I mean, I think my mom liked those like wine coolers, and I think those are malt beverages.
yeah.
I had to dig like pretty deep in the like 2 minutes that I allowed myself to look into the subject before I hopped on here. But the difference, I guess, is that they use corn and rice. Like they're using like less like wheat and barley type stuff.
Are wine coolers considered to be?
So let me talk to you. Okay, I've just
I knew Adam had done his research.
Yeah, they end the thing right now. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's get down to it.
So wine coolers were the first thing, and they started in the 70s.
And they are a malt beverage.
No, wine coolers were just wine mixed with essentially soda, but
It's a grape-based product.
Yeah.
Like wine. Yes,
It's
it's not a malt.
it's like a sangria. They were inspired by sangria when they made them, and those were I've got my notes somewhere, but there was a few big ones around that time.
Bartles and James, of course, that's the big one.
Mhm.
But like,
But then in 1991, the Congress passed a law that drastically changed the way taxation of alcohol happened. So there's a major difference between beer, which is a broad category that includes malt beverages, wine, and spirits, and each one of those things has drastically different taxation, drastically different laws about how they can be shipped and where they can be sold and stuff like that. So basically, when that happened, that was the death of wine coolers, and that was the beginning of what we are drinking right now.
Is that's the Zima uprising? Is that what we're talking about?
Zima is, I think, the very first one of them.
Yeah. So Bartles and James switched because of that law
Really? Okay.
from wine to malts, and so for everybody, yeah.
I was right. So in my lifetime, they have been wine coolers because that was wine coolers. So a wine cooler of today is a malt beverage, correct?
Yes, pretty much.
Well, now there's a different category nowadays. It's really, I mean, once you start taxing liquor and booze, which is like one of the most taxed things in the country.
He started.
What is it? It's the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms ATF. As they start taxing stuff, like people are like saying, okay, well, now we're like a hard seltzer. Now we're a malt beverage. Now we're a wine cooler. Like, it's the tax approach to these beverages is like defines like the last few decades of those beverages,
Right.
If that's fair to say.
You think taxes are dictating our taste?
A little bit.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Heavy.
So legally, what a malt, in order to be considered malt beverage, which does include beer. So this is a broad umbrella, but but beer and malt, that's the broad category. You have to be at least 51% like regular fermentation, like fermenting like a beer, basically. And you can use barley or corn or whatever adjuncts you want, as long as it's 51% of a non like distilled or heightened sort of ferment. And then 49% can be other stuff, could be distilled spirits and stuff like that. And if you do that, you're still considered a quote unquote malt beverage.
Wow.
And what they call these, what I'm drinking, Mike's Hard Lemonade, they call the formal name for this is Alco Pop.
Really?
It's not that Alco Pop. I like that.
So we are drinking Alco Pop, which is a specific part of the flavored malt beverage.
Okay, but sounds like something you tell your kids you're drinking. You know.
Oh, this is just grown-up soda. Wouldn't like it. It's
You would hate it.
see.
Yeah.
The But flavored malt beverages is the broad category for like what this is considered, and then the Alco Pop is specifically like your Zimas, your Mike's Hard Lemonades, your Smirnoff Ices.
Yeah,
Okay,
but not like a seltzer, not a hard seltzer. I think
Yes.
separate. Yeah.
all right. So I mean,
I got a question. Do you guys is Twisted Tea a big thing out there? Do you guys see
Yeah.
Twisted Tea?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, none of us is everywhere. You can't like walk down a street here without seeing at least like 2 or 3 empty Twisted Teas on the side of the road.
I've never been able to click into the Twisted Tea, and that is definitely part of this category, and we will get to it. I mean, that maybe is a little bit younger than me, the Twisted Teas. Like maybe that was coming out when I had already settled into my drinking habits. I'd already maybe aged out of the Alco Pop bracket. I'm more
Well,
into the Alco adult contemporary bracket these days.
Well, I'm obviously not a lawyer, and I can't really speak on these things. But from what I see on the side of the road, it appears to me that you can, like the normal laws of drinking and driving do not exist with Twisted Teas. So like it appears that you can just like wonton just drink that thing, just going down the street, tossing them out the window. So apparently I've only, when I got here, they are like the like drink of choice here. I was like, ew, dude, Twisted Tea, that sounds so gross. And of course had one and was like, actually, this is kind of delicious. But anything more than like 4 of those boys, and you feel awful. Like,
Just beer, right?
I would say 4 is the limit. Like you up to 4, you're good. Like you're gonna wake up, run a marathon, you'll have no problem.
I think I first had it there, Billy, in Maine, when your coworker Zach gave me one. So
He's the one, he loves them.
Do you drink those? Like I've had one time, I think, and I was just not really. It's not really my thing.
it was fine. I mean, whatever. It's basically the same as these Alco Pops that we're drinking. It's a little less sweet. I don't like caffeine at night, so if I'm at like a day party, then I will have one. But
Okay.
yeah.
So, just when we're talking about this specific category, and again, everything I was reading was saying that Zima was kind of the pioneer in the category.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you find that to be the case as well, Adam? Or can you refute that?
No.
Okay.
In terms of the Alco Pop specifically,
Yes.
like in moving out of the wine cooler, and especially like trying to, a lot of this is gendered. So wine coolers were definitely seen as a female beverage, and Zima was the attempt, successful or not, debatable, to bring this into a gender or even a masculine place.
Okay.
So yeah, but it was a big deal for sure.
Why are wine coolers so feminine coded? Do we know that? I didn't dig too deep into that.
I don't know. They're pink.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Bacardi Breezer is one of the big ones. Like that is not a masculine name. I think this was an intentional marketing thing originally. I think
it's like a Virginia Slim or like a Capri or something like that. They're like,
It's a dainty drink for dainty ladies, of course, according to Anheuser-Busch.
Uh-huh.
I'm obsessed with like, and again, we'll probably do episodes about this, but the crystal beverage craze of the early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah. I was gonna say, did Crystal Pepsi? Yeah, did that come before or after Zima?
That was before Zima.
Yeah, so Zima's like riding on the coattails of Crystal Pepsi a little bit.
Can I ask the question? Or Coke or Pepsi? Like, are you like? This came up at the bar the other night, and I feel it really shows the shows who a person is, in my opinion.
I'm Coke all the way, Team Coke, and I can say why. But let's
Go for it. Why?
Pepsi is sweeter, so if you were to just have a shot glass of either of them, Pepsi might be what you would want. But if you're going to drink a whole one of those suckers, Pepsi's going to get real cloying real quickly. Coke maintains a good flavor the whole way through, at least for me.
I love Pepsi. If I'm going to drink a soda, I want it to be as sweet as humanly possible. So I will for a Pepsi.
That everything I had, I was like, this, I know exactly where this is going to fall. Yeah, Zach too, total maniac, was like, yeah, dude, Pepsi. People love Pepsi. I was like, no. Yeah, I'm with Adam. Like, there's like an acidity, there's like a sparkle, there's like it makes your mouth water when you drink a Coke. When I drink a Pepsi, I need to drink like a gallon of water to like wash it out.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's what I want.
I should also say that, and not to promote one of the worst businesses on earth, but McDonald's has the best Cokes in the world.
Oh yeah. Like a fountain soda. Like, I mean, I don't want for much in my life, but if I could put like a little fountain soda behind me, like, I would really enjoy the last like 2 years of my life as I like slipped into a diabetic coma drinking, fountain soda day and night.
Billy, do you have any taps at your bar? Do you have anything on tap?
Well, yeah, we have two beers. Yeah.
Cool.
Can we put? You're telling me to put a little soda tap in there?
No, I was just kind of curious. Just in general.
You got to get a Coke freestyle machine.
That sounds cool.
So I would look. Pepsi, Crystal Pepsi was a huge deal for me. My parents never let us get like soda in the house. I went to like some sleepovers in the 90s and people were like, we got it. And they'd like with big fanfare bring out the big bottle of Crystal Pepsi and we'd all taste it and we couldn't believe it. And then Zima came out and like on the coattails of Crystal Pepsi, it's like, it's a mixed, or it's an alco pop, but it's clear because at that point it was all Bartles and James's, which were pink, red, mauve, fuchsia, etc. So Zima was, it was kind of a hit. It wasn't.
Wait, who were the spokespeople for Zima? Like, were there like celebs doing commercials?
No, but there was. But they pumped out commercials.
I remember that.
Yeah, there were commercials. I remember that. But there weren't like famous people in them?
As far as I know, not.
It felt like cigarette commercials to me.
Yeah.
It was like hot, sweaty guys in like big hands and white T-shirts, like playing pool.
But they would use the word Z in front of everything, and that was their hook in their early commercials. So they'd be like Zima, Zexy, and that was like that was their hook, right? And then there was a SNL sketch where Kevin Nealon took a sip and he said, "Zaste like zit." And that was the joke. But anyway.
In the Wikipedia for Zima, they say that David Letterman used to dunk on it all the time.
Yeah.
I think that was contributing to like kind of the negative reaction that people thinking that it was like, I don't want to use the pejorative, but like it feels appropriate for Zima. People like maybe had it quote unquote fruity. Like it was like kind of like a little too feminine of a drink for men to drink.
But they were trying to market it as, I think, neutral, if not directly. But they put it in, Super Bowl and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have Tequiza? Do you remember that?
Oh, we'll get to Tequiza.
Actually,
maybe we won't. Let's get to Tequiza right now. Yes, I had Tequiza.
What is Tequiza? I don't actually know what Tequiza is.
Oh, it was like Bud Light Lime, but with like tequila in like, I don't know, like 98, 99, like I remember it like end of high school style, but Tequiza. And it was like definitely like, it was geared towards like, something more manually to drink, but like that you also could like, I don't know.
So Mike's Hard, and again, I want to stay on Zima real quick, but Mike's Hard Lemonade and Tequiza was like the first weekend I ever drank. One night was Mike's Hard Lemonade's, and then the other night was Tequiza's. So I remember Tequiza very, very specifically, and it was like, it was that weird thing where it was like a beer would perhaps even be more palatable to the 17-year-old taste than like throwing in like kind of the bitterness of the tequila, if that makes sense. Did you enjoy them, Billy?
I don't know about enjoy. Yeah, I think I did. I liked them enough, I just remember them. I remember them being like, be like, oh, dude, we got tequiza, I don't know. Someone's mom drank them, and we probably stole them from her fridge, I assume.
How does a mom? All right, I've got to ask. Like, and again, this is a hypothetical. I'm not asking about the specific mom, but like, I'm a 40-year-old person. I'm kind of settled into the things that I like to drink. They're not. I mean, are they going to introduce the tequiza? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a tequiza guy now. Like, it's been out for 3 months, and I'm like, all in on tequiza.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. You're drinking hard kombucha.
You're the perfect person for it,
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like it starts as a joke, and then you're like, no, I actually do like this, and then you've got like other people around you drinking it because you've given it your your stamp of approval. It's like sponsoring your podcast all of a sudden. Yeah. I see it happening.
I mean, seriously though, you didn't drink hard kombucha in 2019.
Yeah, but it didn't exist in 2019.
I know.
So what's
the point?
Wait, I can't jump ahead, but what's your hard kombucha?
I'm a big Boochcraft guy.
Ah, yeah.
And I will tell you, and I mean, again, the hard kombucha, and I didn't dig too deep into seeing if hard kombucha is an FMB, a flavored malt beverage.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. I wouldn't be surprised if like because there's some underhanded tactics and techniques that we might be getting into, but getting into the hard kombucha was like a really lengthy process. If I can be very honest with you, like it was a slow burn for me because there was this cider company out of Los Angeles called 101 Cider. My partner being Australian, we were drinking a lot of cider, and the cider company popped up making really like sour probiotic ciders that were like almost kombucha, and that went away. I think they're debunked now. And looking for that kind of thing, I kind of got into the hard kombucha. Yes, I can totally see how a mom would get very quickly into tequiza.
That's what I'm saying.
That's my statement.
Yeah.
But the getting into the hard kombucha was like a many years process of like my taste shifting and getting more into sour beers and things like that.
Sure.
And the hard kombucha being the sourest fucking thing I could lay my hands on.
Sure. For sure.
Did any of y'all ever try Zima?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Okay. When it was out the first time, or in its like reboots?
Oh, definitely when it was out in the first time. Like definitely stealing it from like I feel like, yeah, absolutely.
What would you compare it to? Smirnoff Ice or something?
Yeah, like almost exactly. Yeah, in my memory of it, yeah. And I mean, like I was a kid, so like I don't think we ever like got hammered on it, but we definitely like stole. I remember like being in the woods and being like, we like drinking like a like warm Zima like amongst like 3 or 4 people and being like, dude, this is so cool. But yeah, definitely like in my recollection, very like Smirnoff Ice.
You know, I think I had one because they brought back Zima in like the mid 2010s, I think, because Much Beeline discontinued in the early 2000s, and then they brought it back as they do all, things for nostalgia reasons.
No, I think like for Smirnoff Ice. I think it was because Smirnoff Ice was doing so well that they were like, oh, people just want this.
I tried one, and it didn't leave much of an impression on me. Having tasted your Mike's Hard Lemonades and your Smirnoff Ices, I just had a Zima. I'm like, okay, I get it. That makes sense. But I don't like have a strong memory of it. Didn't have a strong reaction to it.
It didn't make you feel like you were like sweaty dancing in the club all of a sudden?
No,
just like
I didn't feel sexy.
Yeah. So as I'm thinking about it right now, Mike's Hard might have been the first alcohol that I ever had. It's possible. I remember vivid.
Give me that story. Where's that?
I was a freshman year in high school, and we were like pre-gaming to go somewhere, and some girl had it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll have one of those." But even then, even though it had the word "hard" in it, I guess they not like Twisted Tea. It was still a girl's drink. I think Twisted Tea has crossed the threshold where it's not a girl's drink anymore.
Oh no, dude, it's up here. It's like hundreds. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's how they're so.
if it equals a man's drink, if you can drink like, I mean, in their mind, if you can drink like 30 of them, I don't know, like.
Yeah.
I think it's like the consumption, like the amount that they consume makes it manly to them, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I mean, what makes it a girl's? And again, I don't think anybody in this conversation is like really subscribed into this like gender definition of the drinks, but like,
No, we're talking about branding. And marketing here.
The marketing of it, I think is, I mean, I think I think ladies do like drinking Twisted Tea also. And I think also, like, I think that, like, if I can for 1 second, I think the actual public who consumes this and buys this has like kind of the gender thing is like not as much of a thing anymore as it once was. But also, like, I think that's weird too, because like if you go back further, like our like grandparents, like I'm sure, like, I don't know about yours, but my grandmother was drinking like much harder stuff than I could. Like, she was drinking like whiskey on the rocks, like for breakfast style. Like, and I think like it just like is that like marketing to market to someone like, hey, like, I don't know. I think it is like, almost unnecessary to market it as male or female.
Billy, let me ask you. Let me go on a tangent real quick. Rosé versus orange wine. I think of rosé as kind of a girl's drink, and I think of it as culturally as kind of sort of it. I don't know. It has that shadow behind it, and then meanwhile, orange wine has this sort of allure that is separate. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I do, and I mean, yes, I think that you could be led to believe that rosé is a feminine drink, but I think if you went to the south of France, you would see some like pretty masculine dudes drinking it. I love rosé. I love white wine too. I don't know. I think yeah. I mean, definitely it's definitely, again, the marketing of it too. Like, I think that they like the white girl rosé and stuff like that, like Whispering Angel, your like your store brand rosés, yes, but there is like rosés that are in my mind like ethereal and like just on another plane, like some of the best. I would say like maybe top 5 best wines I've ever had in my life is a rosé.
Hell yeah.
And like, so, I think it's just like anything, like it can be, it can be masculine or it can be feminine or all like bullshit,
For anybody listening, we all think that this is bullshit. We are talking about culture and the way culture treats these items. Yeah.
I'm reminded, I mean, when I was in the south of France at a like rosé vineyard, we drank some incredible rosés, but some people at the wedding smuggled from another land into France some Georgian grappa, and they're like, oh, this will like put hair on your chest, and there's definitely like, you drink grappa and that's the macho stuff, and like, the wine is the lighter stuff, but like it's all a little silly.
Yeah.
On the subject of marketing, Billy.
Oh,
more
I would say on Adam's point of like the just to finish up on the orange wine versus rosé and the feminine thing. I think that orange wine just like hasn't reached the level of rosé to where there are like bros being like, oh, this like we market this as, you know, the marketing hasn't even caught up to like the fad of orange wine, if you will.
Sure.
And I think, you know, I'm sure if it did, some doofus would, you know, align some sort of gender to it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, rosé definitely, you know, I think dudes are definitely like hesitant to order it at a bar, which I think is silly. But
Orange wine, really?
No, rosé.
rosé, yeah, no orange wine. No, orange wine is like, I don't know. I think it's like broken down barriers at this point because it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it crosses many thresholds. And orange wine, like the original orange wines that like were coming on the market, were like $80, and like they were like tannic and like gnarly wines that needed to be like aged like 10, 12 years. Like these producers like Radicon and like I don't even, whatever, like these like just like very like gnarly like northeastern Italian, like, because orange wine is like a very like Eastern European, like, you know, it like came from like, I mean, in its origin it's definitely like a, you know, it's not a like it's not coming from like a soft people, you know. So you could definitely say that it's masculine in that.
Those weddings in Georgia where they're all like shooting guns off in the air.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it like, I think it's like you know, it's one of those things where like the process is much more it's like an older, like more primitive process of like all white wine was orange wine at some point, I assume, you know, because they were just like, we have these grape skins and we need, like, we're not just gonna make like light dainty wines that are going to fall apart in a year or two. Like, we want to make them last as long as possible. So I assume they made all wine the same way, you know, which is, you know, getting as much like out of them as possible. But again, you know, that's just marketing. But yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. I think, you know, I think you're definitely right that rosé is marketed towards women.
We do need to talk about the marketing because, like, we're talking Zima, we're talking Mike's Hard Lemonades, and then, like, Mike's Hard hit the scene. You start to get your Smirnoff Ice, your Bacardi Silvers. Like, a lot of the bigger liquor brands started launching these alcohol pops that were, like, co-branded with what they were doing. And there was, especially with Mike's Hard Lemonade and Smirnoff Ice, there was a lot of accusations that they were marketing them to teenagers. I mean, all of us were the right age for us to be drinking these in high school when they came out. But if we remember the advertising, like, do y'all feel like these were like, actually, this is for kids, these Mike's Hard Lemonades?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely think they were at like parties and stuff. And they're like, I honestly think about like with like booze for like kids and stuff like that. It's like it's like whatever is like the easiest to say as a teenager, because you're like, you don't want to sound like a dumbass. Like, you're not like, let me get the Weissburgunder, blah blah. Like you're like, these are words I can say. Mike's Hard Lemonade. Like, give me that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not like mispronouncing some like German beer that you know.
Yeah, that maybe is by design. Like, they're not asking kids to know what a Radler is. They're saying, oh no, this is like lemonade and it's hard. It's got alcohol in it.
The hard is the important part because that is them trying to toe this gender line like right in the middle, successfully or unsuccessfully. You know, who knows? But yeah.
But I mean,
successfully, Mike's Hard Lemonade, I assume, has done. It seems like it's stood the test of time.
I mean, I was reading some people talking about Mike's Hard Lemonade and being one of these first alcohol pops. They were like, people were waxing pretty philosophical and like with poetry describing a Mike's Hard Lemonade. Like, I think a lot of people felt like Mike's Hard Lemonade, more than some of the other imitators or predecessors, like cracked the code on hitting the right, like, they were saying it's the right amount of fizz that washes the sweetness off of your tongue, but it does have a punch, and they're describing it Like when I read the New Yorker article about Heinz ketchup and how it's like perfectly balanced, I saw a lot of people saying that Mike's Hard Lemonade kind of hits that more than your Zimas, your Bacardi Silvers, your like, those Jack and Cokes that they sell or whatever. Like they're saying this might be the most calibrated of them all.
For anyone listening, I don't think I've had a Mike's Hard Lemonade in over 20 years, maybe over 30 years.
Can I ask you how your belly feels? How's that? Like, how's it?
It feels a little full. I feel in a not comfortable way. A little weird.
I don't understand how people can drink more than one of them.
Yeah.
I have a sip and I'm like, cool. I can't drink more than that. Like, I don't know how people are getting wasted on these things,
But I will say that the flavor is like a soda. It's like a pretty good soda.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it necessarily, but because I don't like soda all that much, but it is balanced in a way that I don't even think maybe Smirnoff Ice is.
Smirnoff Ice is not a balanced drink. Smirnoff Ice is like syrupy and a little sickening and sweet.
which is why you have to drink it on one knee and as quickly as possible.
Well, so I do want to talk about that. Are we ready to talk about that?
Absolutely, because that was a big part of New York, not the extreme part of the time we were all in New York together, but I got iced a lot in New York.
Oh, of course. What is terrible? In the best way, but yeah.
So yeah, Billy, for anybody who is either younger or totally missed this trend, what is being iced?
Well, it is essentially being tricked into finding a Smirnoff Ice. Like that's like, to me, you have to be you can't be handed one. You must find it in like in your path. Like it has to be like placed in your path by a friend, and then you have to drink it as quickly as humanly possible, but on one knee, which like the whole thing's pretty demeaning and like kind of, it's mean-spirited, right? Looking back on it, I feel like it is kind of a mean-spirited thing, but also fun. I don't know, like I don't know like if other people took it to this level, but I got to a point where I was mailing them to friends because I had the ability to mail, alcohol working in my position. I would tell my friends that I was sending them something in the mail, and they of course were like, cool, Bill sending me some wine, which I would do from time to time. So then they would get this package in the mail, and it would have been in the mail for a week in a hot truck somewhere, sloshing all around, and they come out on their porch and like, oh, my friend sent me something, and then they open it up and they are floored by the fact that some asshole just sent them a warm ice.
So now what?
They have to drink it.
Yeah, so now what is expected of them is to get down on one knee.
Yeah, get on one knee immediately,
as fast as possible.
And also, like, it doesn't matter who is around you, you must do it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best ones I heard is, a friend of ours, I won't name names, was in the car with another friend and said, hey, can you grab this out of my glove compartment? I need like my sunglasses or something. And, opens up the glove compartment. And of course, the Smirnoff Ice rolls out perfectly into his lap, But the thing, too, is that you have to chug this thing immediately. And anyone who hasn't chugged one, it's torture. Like, you immediately feel sick. Like, you feel sick. You feel kind of like you're going to throw up. So it became, like, also one-upmanship on, like, who could do it. I lived with some good friends, again, won't name names, and what we like to do is make an excuse to leave the bar before, right before everybody else left the bar, run to the corner store, buy a Smirnoff Ice, and then place it somewhere in the house that the person would find it. I once found one on my pillow, which at the end of a long drinking night is really horrible. And the other thing is that if you refuse to take the Smirnoff Ice, you are therefore forever banned from the game, I believe is the thing too.
I did not know that.
Oh, there's like rules to it that are like it's wild.
So I remember vividly, like this came secondhand, and people were like, "Oh, there's a thing you gotta get down on one knee," and I'm like, "I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that."
And did you ever get iced? Did you refuse to do it?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, you're banned from doing it.
I know, and I was like,
Planning on icing you at the end of the episode.
Doing it.
"I'm not doing that."
Complete opposite, total psychopath. My entry into it, I can't even believe I'm revealing this, but my entry into it is I saw my friends doing it, and I was like, "That's so sick! What are they doing? That looks so fun! I want to get that." Ran out, bought a 6-pack of Smirnoff Ice, sent photos to my friends of me drinking them, and they're like, "Dude, someone has to ice you." I was like, "Wait, you guys aren't just drinking these for fun?" They were like, "No, dude, you don't know about this?" I was like, "No, I just thought you guys were like doing something fun without me." And I then proceeded to just take it to the 11th level of like just putting them in people's mailboxes, putting them like, oh God.
I'm going to start bringing back the icing. I mean, I got iced a few times. I've definitely iced people a few times. This was really big, I guess, when we were all in New York, like, I don't know, 2005 to 2010 was like pinnacle icing in our era, at least.
Yeah, peak, yeah.
And I remember like one 4th of July where like I probably got that 6-pack and just iced 6 people. I got iced myself. I think there's a video of me getting iced and getting down on the knee on my old block in Brooklyn on Graham Street in Greenpoint, chugging a Smirnoff Ice on one knee.
So for anybody listening, I'll just read you a quick bit from this article. No one really knows where icing first originated, though some sources point to New England liberal arts college fraternities, mid-2000. So frats, theoretically.
Oh, dude, of course. Yeah, just truly awful people doing this.
You know, we have a lot more on this topic, and I know we do need to wind down, but like we haven't hit Bacardi Silvers.
Yeah.
We haven't hit Four Locos.
I want to do another
We'll do episodes. We'll come back.
for Loco.
Yeah, and talk about this topic a lot more. I found some fascinating stuff about the Not Your Dad's root beer.
Oh.
There's a lot of controversy with that, especially as it regards to tax issues, but
Okay.
we'll have to save that for another episode. And Billy, we'll have to have you back again as well. But I wanted to, when it comes to the topic of icing, so this was that 4th of July that there's a video of me getting iced and I took one knee. It's probably 2008, 2009. And I just remember really thinking at the time, like, so it's come to this. So these Mike's Hard Lemonades, these Smirnoff Ices, these Bacardi Silvers that were like, we drank in high school. It's 10 years later, 7 years later. And it feels like now we're treating a Smirnoff Ice as like a punishment, a trick that you play on friends to even drink one. And at the time, I'm like, this is the end of the trend. It's not going to survive. Like, this is the downward spiral of this. It's going to go the way of Zima. But it hasn't. It's endured. And it's grown even with the Twisted Tea being like kind of the newest kid on the block in this market. Four Loko aside, but are these still really popular? Are we seeing a lot of people drinking these Alco Pops, these flavored malt beverages?
Yeah. We brought in, we carried both Twisted Tea and Smirnoff Ice. Stopped doing the Smirnoff Ice because it just really got out of hand real quick.
People were icing people in the bar?
Oh my, like running into the bar, buying one, and like being like, I'm going to like, don't say anything, like putting them places.
And you're talking 2024 right now.
I'm talking last year.
Yeah.
2025. Yeah. We thought it would be funny. It was funny, but it's like someone's like drinking like a nice glass of wine, and some asshole runs in the door to ice their friend, and it kind of shows my true colors a little bit, just even having it. But yeah, we had, and I think we will, as the summer comes back, we'll put on the hard teas, just because it is like, I don't know, in Maine it's like a thing, but I don't know. I haven't the root beers. I never you gotta get me on those. I didn't like them.
I've never really. I think I had one, and I wasn't wild about it. But that's a whole other controversy. Like whether that actually is legally a flavored malt beverage or a beer or a seltzer. Like they are being very evasive. But I'm glad that they're still around. I thank Adam for bringing in these Mike's Hard Lemonades, which again I haven't had one in about 10 years. They're about as good as I remember them, which well balanced enough. But I don't.
But also too sweet. I mean, it's soda. Like I don't want to drink 2 sodas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whether it be Coke or Mike's Hard Lemonade, you don't want any of this.
That's right. Yeah.
Did you find out what is the alcohol in it, Adam? Is it just like a grain spirit?
Yeah, it's grain. It's just grains. So basically, what they do is they make essentially beer, and then they run it through a filter, so it's as neutral of an alcohol as possible.
We should have mentioned this way earlier.
Sorry.
On me too.
Yeah. And then they mix it with soda.
Yeah, it starts out as beer and it's like demaltified beer. Where I've seen it like written as like a beer is to celebrate the malts and like the those kind of herbs in there, and like you make the beer and then strip out anything that makes it flavorful to make it as simple and as neutral as possible, so that it can be still legally classified as a beer, but tastes like lemonade, iced tea, Smirnoff Ice. I think that's like bomb pop flavored.
Oh,
I don't know actually.
yeah, that seems right. Actually,
Okay.
I never thought of it.
Billy, do you have any favorite flavored malt beverages that we haven't? We've hit kind of the big 3, but any
Hit the big
house
three.
beers?
I'm trying to think like what else is out there that I've had. I don't know. Like they always like whatever that like weird fake acid that's in it, like whatever like citric, like I've like tasted tons, but they don't like. I don't know. That's not what I like. That's just not my thing. I want like I truly have come to a point where like I want the absence of taste. Like I'm looking for like the least. Like, and I don't mean like that it tastes like flat or whatever, but like it's just like like when someone walks by with like the perfect amount of like cologne or perfume and you're like, oh, what it just leaves you like with just a little bit, So that's what
Along those lines, let me tell a super quick story. Billy, you came out to San Francisco about a year and a half ago, and I happened to be out there. And Billy took me to a wine tasting event, which was kind of a big deal. And this is the first ever, like, there was, probably 50 plus wine people that all had really nice wines, and you would drink it, and everybody was spitting it out. Everyone would swish it around, they'd spit it out. And immediately I was like, this is really expensive wine. Everyone's just gonna spit it out. But within 3 minutes, I started to do that, and then within 20 minutes, my palate felt like it had gone through a workout. Like I had never, Billy, I'm sure you've experienced this many times, but I had never experienced this where it was like the taste of tannins or whatever was like almost painful because I had so many just like over and over and over in my palate. So yeah.
too much of a good thing, anything too much. Yeah. Well, you did great at that tasting, by the way. I've taken many people to tastings, and you pro level, just
Good. Yeah.
kept your cool,
I think 1 3/4 of a Mike's Hard Lemonade has been giving my palate a workout, and I think I'm like, oh boy, I think I'm about done with that one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like that. It is like it's too much. Like I want like, and that's why I think I like to go back to rosé. Like that's rosé is just like it's just nice. It's like it's like it's not too much. It's it's not too little either. But it's just nice. Like a little whisper.
Do we have any final thoughts about flavored malt beverages?
No.
We all right. Well, we definitely will revisit some of these in a little bit more detail.
Caffeinated ones,
That's
and the high alcohol ones. Those are ones that I want to talk about.
I guess I'll just end on the note that I think everybody should go and ice their friend. And if your friend doesn't know what it is to be iced, then you give them trick them into looking at the Smirnoff Ice, and then tell them and make them do it there and then. And that's fun. And we can still do that in 2026.
What I would do is, and I mean, you know, you can do this or not, but if you want to really ice someone, you've got to like make it elaborate. And I haven't personally done this, and I just thought of it as Jef was saying you should ice someone. What you should do is you should come up with some way or some bury an ice, like, you know, like long thought out here. All right, bury a Smirnoff Ice somewhere in your yard that you can come up with a reason to dig it up in a year or so. And have a friend over and be like, hey, help me dig a pond or something. And then as they're digging, they hit the Smirnoff Ice. This thing's been underground, and you're like, dude, I don't know, but you clearly have to drink it now. Like that. If you're gonna play the game, you got to play the game at like Kobe Bryant level. Like you can't you can't just be like, oh, can you open my fridge? Oh, there's some Smirnoff Ice. I want like, you know, there's got to be like thought put into it.
Yeah.
Because it's like psychological warfare at that point. Like you're like, you can't trust anybody anymore. It's like,
Yeah. Oh no, I got a flat tire. Can you go get the boot in the back?
yeah, can you get the jack? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or come jump my car, and then you open the hood, and there's ice stuffed in next to the battery there.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The game, played it to win.
Billy, if people want more of you, if they want to visit your bar and you promise you won't ice any of our listeners, how can they do that?
Well, I mean, you would come to Maine. We're in Gardiner, Maine, outside of the capital of Maine, Augusta, right down the street. And sweet little place called Table Bar. But yeah.
Soon to have pizzas.
Yeah, pizzas. Yeah, there's pizza. Or by the time this comes out, there will be pizza.
Yeah, everyone, if you're remotely in the area, you should check it out. It's a great bar. It's got a great vibe, incredible wine. Like, we're talking about real shitty alcohol here, but I should really emphasize that Billy knows good wine with a capital G, and he serves it as well. So if you want a really good experience, Table Bar is the place to go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I couldn't say it better myself, I think.
Well, Billy, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a true treat to have out.
Man, oh God, thank you. Anytime.
Talk icing, I suppose.
Yeah, please. You know, it's incredible. I'm glad I got called in. All right, you boys have a good night.
All right, for Adam Fligsten and myself, Jef Harmatz, this has been Clean Up on Aisle Podcast. Thanks for listening.
All right.
Bye-bye.